Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Come on in. We may be low in number right now, guys, because I did not realize that other people were going live, and I apologize to any of my friends that had to go live. Like I said, I have to go live when I have quietness, and that's usually midday every day. And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, just know that because I have many friends. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We are going to learn a little bit about Sumner County, guys. Okay, we're just going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. Thank you, Grace. Let's see who all's in here. Let's see, TJ, Grace, Show Poodles, Don Emery. There's some in the bushes. Show Poodles says, hello, all from Gulf Coast. This should be enlightening. Yeah, Bobby Bruntsman, come on in. Hope Floats, trying to give you guys time to come in. Well, we made it midweek, folks. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you what's went on. So my little daughter decided that she wanted to go to a sleepover. Hey Daisy Duke, come on in. Brandy and Andy. I know y'all like hearing about my life, not, but anyway. She wanted to go to her first sleepover, okay? Which I'm not fond of by no means, but I check the parents out. I meet the parents. I make sure I know them. Sometimes you just don't know people, even if you know them, in my opinion. But, anyways, so I let her go. She has a cell phone. She can keep in touch with me. I have location device thing, Life 360 and all that. So she didn't, she kept in touch with me. She didn't say nothing about anything, but that she was having a great time. Well, next morning we go get her, and she fell the day before. And the way she fell, she was coming downstairs, and she didn't realize that the stairs were so big, the last stair inside the house. She fell on her wrist. Okay. So we took her to the doctor yesterday because she was complaining over it. I thought maybe it's just sprain. Well, it's fractured. So now we have to go to orthopedic, and they're saying no surgery. So let's pray for that. No surgery. But man, oh man, it's been a week. Anyways, enough of my complaining, okay? I've got the Fair Use Act disclaimer up here because we're going to be watching a whole heck of a lot of different articles, okay? Um, yeah, I know, TJ, it hurts. It's right like under her thumb area, the bone right there under her thumb. Show Poodles, thank you. Yes, prayers. Karen Powers, thank you. Brandy and Andy, yes. Everybody, please come in. So, excuse me. Exciting news, okay? Hey, Leslie, keeping it real. Um, I do have somebody that is making me an Ola shirt. Okay? So I will be getting some Ola shirts. We talked about Ola and the punch. So in this comment section after my live, if you guys are interested in that, once I get that, I'm going to show it. I'm going to post it on my wall and let you guys just see. But the Ola and the punch, if you're wanting that, because I had several say, I want one of those. I'm making it happen, okay? And I'm going to try to get some of my merch out there. I just don't know what design to do for Kiki True Crime. Anyways, we're going to move forward. You all see the Fair Use Act disclaimer. This is for commentary criticism. Hello, Rhonda. Come on in. News reporting, research, education, teaching, and or scholarship. Also, guys, if I hit 500 subscribers, I will be giving away an Ola shirt or a gift card. Just know that. We will do a drawing where it goes around the little board. I enter all y'all's names, and then boom, whoever wins, wins. The computer generates it. I don't. So, hello, Lori. Come on in. Let's get started. I watched Crime Time Buzz a lot last night. She had a very, very good, informative live, guys. So go check her out. Also, I want to give a shout out to my friend Bullhorn Betty. She shared one of my lives today, and I think it was yesterday's live. So I see you, Miss Betty. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it because I am a small channel. And when someone believes in me that much, that really touches my heart. Love you, Betty. Love a lot of the creators. A lot of the creators didn't have to accept me in because I was new. But Lady Freedom, uh, a lot, guys. So let's get started. Enough about me and mine. Okay, let's get rolling. Let me see which one I wanted to go to first. We got new news on a new, is it new district attorney? Let me look. Let's see here. We got so much. I got to look very close. Yes, we have a new district attorney in Sumner County. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but I'm going to have to situate screen. My screens are jumping all over the place. All over the place. Start, and we're going to share this. Sorry, guys. I'm seeing a blank screen right now. I can't even see you all. Okay, here we go. Well, crap. Okay, there we go. We need you, Kiki. Oh, y'all make me feel so good. You really do. Yeah. YouTube withdrawals. If these people around me didn't need so much help lately, I'd have more opportunity to be here. You're fine, Karen. Just come when you can, honey. When I see y'all, I miss you when you're not here, but I understand life happens. So, Sumner County gets a new district attorney, guys. New district attorney general for Sumner County. Governor Bill Lee appoints Thomas B. Dean. Let's play. Credit also goes to WSMV Channel 4, and I'll put that banner up. Let's pray my internet plays. Seems like when you got so many pulled up, guys, it goes slow. I'm sorry and I apologize. I do have good internet, but for some reason, when you have so many,
we ran a promotion
and there's an
Mint Unlimited in half.
Sorry.
It was so popular, we're doing it again. It's like a
Skip
sequel.
that
County
thing.
has a new district attorney general. Governor Bill Lee has appointed Thomas Dean. He will replace Ray Whitley, who retired. Dean brings more than 3 decades of experience. He served as an assistant DA in Sumner County since 1995. And
I hadn't listened to that whole thing. So he served as an assistant since 1995. Okay, maybe and hopefully he'll get some things done. Not sure, don't know him from Adam. So let's see what else we're gonna pull up, guys. There's a lot of history, lots of history in Sumner County. At night I shared something and I wanted to pull it up, but I couldn't find it in time. They shared some very informative, so go over on Facebook and look at that. Okay, this was one of the things that they shared. They were saying that there was a lot of SA corruption in the area. pretty much. Oh, here we go. I'm trying. Sorry, y'all. See where I'm at. Okay, this is the Tennessean, so I need to take my banner down. I'm going to read this to you guys. Okay, I've got some documents of some, it looks like some civil suits also. So this is going to be a learning experience for us. The Tennessean, let's close that screen. Says former, and this is over the years, guys. This isn't just recent, okay? So this is back January 26, 2015. Former Sumner inmates sue over strip search. And I'm bringing receipts to everything. It's not something I've made up, but everything on this channel, speculation, in opinion, alleged, okay? The county denies the allegations of 3 former female inmates in the Sumner County Jail who say they were forced to expose their areas to a male correction officer in 2013. Elizabeth Ryan of Robertson County, Regina Carpenter of Smith County, and Pamela Bentz of Indiana say their constitutionally protected privacy was neglected, basically, violated in a civil rights lawsuit filed in late November in U.S. District Court in Nashville. Despite their protests, the women say a female officer unreasonably strip searched and intentionally showcased them naked to a male official while ridiculing them. And we don't know if they're still employed or not. We don't know. But I'm bringing out some articles that I thought were informative. Around 1 a.m., November 29, 2013, Abby Thompson and Carl Peterson, correctional officers in Sumner County Jail in Gallatin, woke up Ryan Carpenter, Benz, and other female inmates to search for contraband tobacco, according to the lawsuit. Hang on just a second. Okay. After ordering detainees to the common area, officers searched their cells. Then Thompson directed several inmates into the shower stalls. This is trigger warning also, guys, that according to plaintiffs provide a direct view inside through half doors. Answering the complaint, attorneys for the county argue the stall separation is not by half doors, but gates that cover private areas. The strip search was needed and approved by a sergeant upon believing that certain inmates possess contraband. The county further specifies. The county says the search was a visual inspection, not a body cavity search. During this strip search, Thompson opened stall doors, allowing Peterson and other detainees to fully view each woman's naked body, including exposed areas, said plaintiffs. Same-sex officers not required. Before being searched, plaintiffs say they voiced a strong objection to Thompson about Peterson's presence and asked that he leave. Thompson reportedly told them to shut up and submit to the search, which plaintiffs reluctantly did, the complaint alleges. When Thompson told Peterson about the inmate's request for him to leave, the lawsuit alleges both officers laughed. Immediately, Peterson, who had been walking around, stopped and sat on a table in front of the stalls where plaintiffs stood naked. Peterson leaned back on his elbows, propped his feet up, and stared at inmates through the strip search as Thompson exposed their bare bodies to him. Officers searched plaintiffs much more intrusively than other detainees to purposely humiliate plaintiffs in direct retaliation to their object to Peterson's presence, the complaint alleges. County authorities say Peterson walked around, was briefly outside the stalls, but at no time saw the plaintiffs undressed or spoke with Thompson during the strip search. During the plaintiff's search, although Peterson ceased walking, his attorneys argue he sat at the table on the far end of the jail pod. While he leaned back and propped his feet up, he never saw the plaintiffs naked. Following the incident, plaintiffs filed grievances complaining about the way they were searched, particularly about Peterson's presence. Jail supervisors, including Administrator Sonia Trout, conducted a brief investigation, concluding nothing unlawful occurred, the lawsuit alleges. County attorneys justify these findings in what they describe as a thorough investigation. No emergency is required for a strip search, during which, while two same-sex officers are preferred, the presence of an opposite-sex official not directly looking is not forbidden. Thompson received a letter of counseling specifying the above, county attorneys say. Oh, there's a lot of reading. Sorry, guys. Can't see your comments right now. I'll come back to you. In 7 counts of violations, plaintiffs claim defendants neglectfully caused them to suffer severe humiliation, emotional pain, distress, dignity damages, unconstitutional harm that required psychological treatment and medication. The 3 women asked for a declaratory judgment, clarifying officers violated their constitutionally protected rights and other awards to be determined by the court. The county asked for full dismissal based on no wrongdoing. So, there you go. That was just something I wanted you guys to see. Brandy says many women inmates are victim of prior abuse in some way. It's unethical, unacceptable. I agree. Rhonda, we're pushing buttons that you shouldn't be. I'm trying to see y'all's comments. Sorry, I'm going to go down through here. Y'all are best mods ever. Yeah, exposed areas, Brandy. Lori, Madface. Yeah. That is unethical. I don't care if you are a prisoner or what have you. Guys, we are people. We are not animals. We are to be treated with respect, and that is not respect, in my opinion. But everything was dismissed on that. Everything was dismissed. So, let's get back. Y'all are going to love who I bring up here in just a minute. Okay, let's go back to when we'll just call him Krapik. Okay, Krapik. That's my name for him. He's going to tell us what's so fun, guys, about working in that area, okay? I want y'all to see this. Scroll down. I've got so much. I'm just trying to pull this out, and it gets hard, guys, when you have so many things. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to give credit on this because I don't know how to give credit on this, but you don't have to do that, TJ. You don't have to drop anything for this. I don't think. Let's learn about Mr.
My name is Craddock, and I'm a detective at the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. When I started the Sheriff's Office, all I had was a high school diploma. So actually, I started off, there was a newspaper article that said the jail was hiring correctional officers. So I took the civil service test, got hired as correctional officer, spent about 18 months in the jail, got promoted to road deputy, was on the road for about roughly 10 years, then got promoted to patrol sergeant, and then I lateraled into detective spot in CID. It took me about 6 years to earn my bachelor's, and then it took me 2.5 years to earn my master's. So that's actually one of the things that I love about my job. There's no typical day. I don't ever know exactly what's going to happen other than me working on the cases that I'm assigned, and then as things arise, I just take care of them. Being able to prove things beyond a reasonable doubt for prosecution. There are lots of things that we know, but there's not a lot of things that we can prove in court. So holding people accountable.
Hang on, we're going to pause that. We're going to go back. Listen closely to this part. Hang on.
But there's not a lot of things that we can prove in court. So holding people accountable.
Hang on.
There are lots of things that we know, but there's not a lot of things that we can prove in court. So holding people accountable for their actions. There are lots of things that we know, but there's not a lot of things that we can prove in court. So holding people accountable for their actions is difficult.
Hey, Cal, come on
I think the
in.
most rewarding is when you get to help children or any vulnerable.
We can't hold
part of
people
society.
accountable. We can't. I don't.
You know, there for a few years, I was a motor officer, so I got paid to ride a motorcycle every day. I spent about
He wants
7
to
years
help
on
kids
county
more
SWAT
than
team.
anything.
So got to do a lot of really cool high-risk search warrants and manhunts.
Well, in my opinion, get out there and help Sebastian.
A lot of fun. The obvious response is a criminal justice degree or plan, but I think if you dive a little deeper and you think about political science or pre-law, a lot of people don't realize how important English is.
Yeah, we don't
writing
know
a
what we
report.
know. What we don't know.
Public speech, testifying in court is not everybody's forte. It's, it takes some getting used to. So there are lots of different aspects that go into making a complete cop.
Any
I would
advice?
say go into it with an open mind. There are lots of speed bumps along the way. Something you have to have a desire to continue to learn. Every day case law changes all the time. Just since I started, I got hired with a high school diploma and now have a master's degree that I've worked through while being employed full-time at the sheriff's office. So it's definitely doable. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work too.
Okay, I wanted y'all to know what it's like to work in Sumner County. Okay. Okay. There's so much more. Hang on. I found this, and let's see who to give credit to. Mods. I think it is the WSN News. I found this, and I just thought that the way it was spoken, and I don't have the whole clip, but the way it was spoken was very odd to me. There have been several people, let me see how to word this. Several LEs that have not known how to handle a autistic person. Say an autistic person is high level, to where they can function themselves and they can drive. But say they get pulled over, are the LE trained in the aspect? Okay. I want to pull this up and let y'all hear this because it's kind of weird wording to me. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not alleging nothing. But, and I forget this guy's name. He's always there with credit. And y'all probably know his name. But let me find it. Let me find it, guys. We got so many here. Sorry. Let's see. Right here. Okay. I want y'all to hear this. But they all know, they all need to know, let me pause this. Gosh. They all, in my opinion, need to know how to handle someone that is autistic that may have to be pulled over, but let's pull this gentleman up. I forget his name, guys, but credit to WSMV4 News again for this. But the wording in this just kind of, and we're going to listen to a couple times, okay? I don't know what, I think this was an interview about Sebastian, but I'm not sure the context. I wish I could hear the whole thing. Just listen.
The pain threshold, the drive in these men and women, young boys and young girls is greater than ours. Okay.
He's talking
so
about
particular case in
autistic
northern Mississippi and West Tennessee, this young man walked until he passed out. And when they got to him, he was laying face down and they were like, oh my, but he was unconscious. And they've done stories on him. And so that's something we're looking at, and we urge people to get out and check those locations. A lot of farms in Sumner County, a lot of creeks in Sumner County, check them. One thing I've learned about autism is the stamina, the pain threshold, the drive in these men and women, young boys and young girls is greater than ours. Okay. So the particular case.
Why is he talking about pain thresholds for
this young man walked until he passed out. And when they got to him, he
I
was
don't
laying face down
understand.
and they were like, oh my.
I'd like to see this whole video if you guys know where it's at.
They've done stories on him. And
I've not heard much from
that's
him,
something
and I
we're
think
looking at, and we urge people to get out and check
that's
those
why
locations. A lot of
I'd like
farms
to
in
hear
Sumner
this
County,
whole
a lot of
thing.
creeks in Sumner County, check them. One thing I've learned.
Okay. So he's learned about autism. Yes, in my opinion, they view them as people on PCP or something. Reminds me of Rodney King, but it's nothing alike, and they're afraid. I don't know, but I don't know why he was talking about pain thresholds different. I understand that, but where was that content? Moving on. There's some articles of Sumner County within the years. There's some civil suits, but let's go right here. Let's see what's going on right here. I want y'all to see this. Well, if I can get it to work, let's make sure we give credit. I want to make sure who this is.
It has happened again, folks. Another sober driver has come forward saying she too was arrested by a state trooper for DUI.
She now makes the 8th innocent person arrested by this single trooper for a crime she didn't commit.
Our chief investigator, Jeremy Finley, continues the sobering problem investigation tonight. Jeremy, she contacted you after seeing your last story.
Yeah, that's right, guys. It was just last week when I reported that Trooper James Zahn had arrested 7 different people for DUI. And all their blood work later came back showing they were completely sober. Jane Bondurant saw that story, and she called me saying, it happened to me, too.
Put your hands straight out beside you.
So there's something you need to know right off the bat about this video of Jane Bondurant's field sobriety test last November. It is not being recorded by a fellow police officer. What made your friend think, I need to record this?
I think she was so shocked that I'd even been arrested and that I was even doing it.
Bondurant's friend started recording after Bondurant was involved in a fender bender with a Franklin police officer. THP Trooper James Zahn was then called in, writing Bondurant had bloodshot, watery eyes and appeared to be impaired.
Keep in mind, I'm 71 years old and I've just been in a wreck. I felt like I was doing really well, and I felt like my friend with me felt the same way.
Listen to what happened instead.
You're under arrest, okay?
Oh, gosh.
No.
What kind of impairment, sir?
Stay back.
What kind of impairment?
I don't
Oh
know.
Lord, there's that word again.
You followed and did everything you asked.
All that will be discussed in
He's
court.
71 years old.
I'm in shock.
guys.
Are you really
Like,
arresting?
she's gonna have balance as a 20-year-old.
She didn't mention it, but Zahn wasn't arresting someone unfamiliar with law enforcement. Bondurant is a former assistant U.S. attorney.
What was it like for you to be arrested for a crime you didn't commit?
Shock was the first reaction. Trauma, and the trauma lasted for months because it took for months to be resolved.
And like the 7 other sober drivers
There's
charged
8
with
people,
DUI by
guys,
Zahn, Bondurant's blood
have
work
been
came back
charged
with
in
no
Tennessee
alcohol and no drugs,
for
except for
DUI,
sleeping
and they've
medication she'd taken
put
the night
anything in their
before.
system.
The charges nollied, meaning the DA opted not to prosecute.
You're now the 8th sober driver to be arrested by Trooper Zahn.
I think I make people too many.
I'm wondering what you think the THP should do.
I know they've got a problem person.
And we asked Governor Lee what he thinks.
I'm wondering if you feel like at this point the THP needs to be reviewing how it's conducting DWI investigations.
Well, I think we have, in fact, just in this past year, put in place a requirement from TDI to provide transparency around those cases. I think that's the first step, is transparency.
He's referring to a new state law prompted by our sobering problem investigations that will require the TBI to gather all of the sober drivers arrested for DUI in Tennessee in 2025. But that report won't include cases like Bondurant's. She was arrested last November, and won't detail the impact of these arrests. For Bondurant, she learned her insurance was being dropped.
I just called the guy and said,
Wow.
"Is this because of the DUI?" And he said, "Yes."
Her insurance.
Okay, so some good news. 3 days before she was to lose her insurance, the charges were nollied, and she did keep her insurance.
What
Now, as we've done with each and every
People
story,
not
we
lying.
reached out to the THP. They emailed me a short while ago with a statement
Good people.
that did not address any of our questions, saying that troopers are highly trained to identify signs of
Thank you for
impairment.
dropping that
Bondurant's
today.
arrest now makes her the 16th sober Tennessean to be arrested for DUI by state troopers. Half of those arrests made by Trooper James Zahn. Marius?
Wow, Jeremy, they just keep coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we're just going to keep watching that, you know. But I'm just, guys, you know, all, like, I want to state this. All law enforcement is not bad. They're not bad. I'm not calling law enforcement bad. We need law enforcement to help us, to take care of us, to protect us. Excuse me. But when it goes into things like this, where we're not telling the truth or we're not doing anything to help anybody in this situation, you know, it's sad. It's a sad world when, you know, when you look up to people that's supposed to protect you and you're not being protected, you're not getting any help, you know. Just like was said, he's trying to call out, and please help. You know, I just want to find my son. And it's ridiculous. It really is, in my opinion. But we're going to move forward. We are going to move forward. Let's see here. I'm going to exit that. Now, here is a autistic gentleman that got pulled over, and I think it's been about a year or two. Okay. Yeah, hope floats. That's what I think. I think so too. Is it true? I would love to know a person if they have quotas on that. Really, I would. So let's go to, this is an autistic man. He is highly functioning, but he was driving and he got pulled over by a police officer, and I think it is in Tennessee. I'm not sure because it's been a while since I watched this, but let's get this pulled up on screen and I'll give credit. Let's see. Credit goes to...
He has autism.
Does he?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the parents of an autistic Sumner County man who's become the latest sober driver to be arrested for a DUI.
It's the new development in our sobering problem investigation. Innocent Tennesseans charged with a crime they didn't commit.
So these parents tell our chief investigative reporter, Jeremy Finley, their son's disability was not taken into account when deputies suspected him of driving drunk.
Man.
Just moments after 21-year-old Charlie Hatch is pulled over, the rapid-fire questions start.
You have anything to drink tonight? No, sir. At youth group? No, sir. Before youth group? No, sir. After youth group? No, sir. Nothing in the car? No, sir.
You may be a bit impressed how quickly he answers, but soon he has confusion.
Why are we stumbling? Why are we slurred of speech? You used your truck for balance and we're stumbling a little bit.
Because my legs are tired from the 12-and-a-half-hour shift.
Even though Hatch explains he just left youth group after working all day, Sumner County Deputy Gabriel Yap has his doubts about his sobriety. The warrant reads, after a Hendersonville officer saw Hatch cross the double yellow line 6 times, Yap notes Hatch had slurred speech and had to restart the walk and turn test. Plus, Deputy Yap had asked Hatch a question that's required before a field sobriety test is given.
We don't have any medical problems? No, sir. None? Nothing wrong with our eyes? No, sir.
The end result? Handcuffs.
Right now, you're being placed under arrest for driving under the influence.
But here's where the events of that night take a turn.
He shows so many signs of impairment.
Hatch's parents, Andy and Andrea, arrive, telling something Deputy Yap hadn't heard.
He has autism. So
does he?
Yes. In Charlie's mind, that's not a disability.
I asked if he had a disability. He said no. I asked if...
He's not going to tell you.
It turns out Hatch had been diagnosed with autism since he was little and is high functioning. He also lives with anxiety and ADHD. So in stressful circumstances, he has trouble following directions.
Why are we stumbling? Why are we slurred of speech?
Jessica Moore is with Autism Tennessee.
So we try to help law enforcement understand to slow down. Are they asking rapid fire questions?
You have anything to drink tonight? No, sir. At youth group? No, sir. Before youth group? No, sir. After youth group?
Are they asking too many things at once? Are multiple people speaking at the same time? All of that can cause, especially an autistic person, to not be able to respond quickly. They may have trouble processing the language.
Are you concerned that people with autism could be mistaken for someone who's impaired?
Walking that straight line, standing on one foot, following, a person's finger with their eyes could be really challenging.
He just showed so many signs of impairment. All 3 tests, he failed all 3 of them.
Does it matter if he has autism?
To me, yes, but to the courts, I would also say yes, but he's gonna have to argue in court. He's 21.
Despite the disclosure of his disabilities, Hatch is taken to jail.
I think we were more just angry that this could happen, that someone could be completely sober, under the influence of nothing, no medication, nothing, and be charged with DUI having done nothing wrong.
Months after Hatch's arrest, his blood work came back. No alcohol, no drugs in his system. The charge dismissed.
Officers need more training. They need something so this type of thing just can't happen. And they just, innocent people being thrown in jail for 10 hours when they didn't do anything wrong.
For days, we reached out to the Sumner County Sheriff's Department asking for an interview. We instead received a statement from the sheriff that reads in part, the decision to make an arrest is not taken lightly and is based on observed behavior, field sobriety test performance, and the totality of the circumstances at the time. As a result of his arrest, this laminated sign now hangs in Hatch's car to alert police if he's pulled over again.
He did subsequently lose a job. I don't know if it was related to that. He has struggled to find another job, and he's worried that is on his record, that people are going to find out that he spent the night in jail, even though he did nothing wrong.
Hatch's parents are now considering suing. Their attorney, Roland Mumford, tells me they've reviewed the body camera footage and they don't believe Hatch repeatedly crossed the center line in the first place. And there's another question I had for Hatch's parents. Late last month, we showed you what Republican leadership at the Capitol said in reaction to our reporting. More than 600 Tennesseans have been arrested for crimes that they didn't commit. These drivers are now looking to lawmakers to do something about it. What do you think you should do?
Well, I mean, I think what you do is you look at the overall number. My understanding is the 600 makes up less than 0.5%. When you do the field sobriety test, sometimes maybe it's right, maybe it's not. It looks like 99.5% of the time it is accurate.
That's asked them to put the shoe on the other foot. If their child got arrested for DUI and they were completely sober, would they think the same way? I don't think they would.
I'm Jeremy Finley reporting. WSMV4 investigates.
Okay, guys. 600 Tennesseans been falsely reported. But he says, "Oh, that's just a quarter. That's just a quarter of this state. Let's move on. Let's move forward. Let's not clean up whatever crap's going on in Tennessee." Okay, sorry. So, let's go back to Sumner County. Okay, let's see here. This was a mobile crisis call. A family calls for justice after Sumner County Sheriff's Office respond to a mobile crisis call. Okay, let's pull this up. I just want to show you guys the different cases over the years that we see. Okay, and this is going to be big trigger warning, guys, because it looks like they struggle and fight with this man. So I want you to be aware of that. If you need to step away, let me give credit to News 5. Let's see here, sorry. Let's see, where's my banners?
A family is calling for justice after they claim deputies with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office beat up a man. We do want to warn you, the video may be difficult to watch.
It shows him being dragged off the couch, and then they say he was punched over and over again. News Channel 5's Olivia Michaels spoke with the family, who says a phone call to mobile crisis services ended in violence.
Finding the right dose of medication has been a struggle for Jonathan Sellers. That's according to his family. They say the 28-year-old has paranoid schizophrenia.
So in a paranoid schizophrenia, your mind is going in 1,000 different ways. You're stuck in the past.
In this home video, they say Jonathan is suffering from an episode, talking to people who aren't there. They blame it on a change in medication. So they called mobile crisis services, as they've done before.
Knowing that this is what they've done to my brother, it's traumatized me at this point.
The Sumner County Sheriff's Office responded. Zachary said law enforcement attempted to bring Jonathan to the hospital.
And at that time, whenever backup came, they forced him and pulled him off the chair and handcuffed him.
But things took a turn.
There he is beating my brother, which is sickening to see.
Zachary says he witnessed Jonathan being punched several times.
There we are at the door, and there at the end, you'll see the EMS. She tells us to walk out of the house. We weren't making him more paranoid. All these cops and him getting beat is what made him paranoid. So we get to the hospital, and the nurse calls and says he has a broken nose. His nose is on his right side of his face, and he has multiple face fractures.
It's unclear whether these deputies received mental health crisis training, but Jonathan's family says something needs to be done.
And if this doesn't get fixed, then I don't want to live in Sumner County anymore.
Olivia Michael, News Channel 5.
Jonathan's family say they will pursue legal action. Meanwhile, Sumner County Sheriff Sonny Weatherford declined an interview, but he did tell us he, quote, assigned an investigator to look into this case as soon as he was notified. He was also advised the family has spoken with an attorney, therefore he cannot make a statement concerning this matter. Officials with the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services also say they are conducting a review of this incident.
Okay, guys, I just wanted to pull these things out because, yes, we need to be aware of what's going on in our counties, in my opinion. A lot of different counties. Hay runs with scissors. Leslie says, with mental health, they can't take a test and know what medication will work. It's trial and error. Let's see. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? Yes, something absolutely needs to be done. This will be swept under the rug if awareness is not brought to light. Shaking my head. Yes, ma'am. And she's gone through her own battles with the state of Tennessee, in my opinion. Let's go forward. I've got more, guys. More for you. Okay? I'm not going to read all these. If you want to get a pen and paper and just write them down, then you will see these are different lawsuits that are civil suits, and you can read them for yourself. I just wanted to pull these up. Let's see if it's on screen. Sorry. Coming back to you. Let's take my banner down. Good grief. I'm all over the place. Let's pull this on screen so that you guys can see this. Sorry if I'm not getting to the comments right away, guys. I'm sorry. Just want to pull all this up. Baker versus Sumner County Jail. This was 2024. Okay. This was a civil suit, evidently. It says plaintiff Carter filed a motion for an extension of time to comply with the court's Order 6. It appears no extension is necessary. The motion is denied as moot, M-O-O-T. It appears that the plaintiff, T. Haxton, no longer wishes to prosecute this case. Consequently, going forward, the court considers the only two plaintiffs in this case to be Baker and Carter. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to see what the complaint was, okay? This is a actual lawsuit, civil lawsuit that has been dropped. It's been dropped against Sumner County Jail. So let's go down. The order was entered on January 3rd, 2024. Excuse me. I was taking a drink. Kevin Baker, Marlon Thaxton, and Caleb Carter, all inmates of the Sumner County Jail in Gallatin, Tennessee, filed this pro se action under 42 U.S.C. 1983 against Sumner County Jail and Correction Officer Owen Harrington. By order entered on January 3rd, 2024, the court informed plaintiffs that they needed to take additional action to proceed with the case. Plaintiff Carter then filed a motion for extension of time to comply with the court's order. Carter has since complied, and plaintiffs filed an amended complaint. As it appears that no extension is necessary, the motion is denied as moot. So let's scroll down and see what the complaint was on this. Gosh, I know for a fact this was on here. So I don't know where it went. Hang on, guys. Right here. Okay, right here. It's hard to see on the screen. I'm going to scroll. So let's see what the complaint was. That's for the filing fee. This is talking about the filing fee. So they dropped it. The complaint. Okay, look at this. Under 28 U.S.C. and 1915 E to B, I don't know what all that is, the court must dismiss any portion of a civil complaint filed in a form of papyrus that fails to state a claim upon which relief can be granted, is frivolous, or seeks monetary relief from a defendant who is immune for such relief. Section 1915A similarly requires initial review of any complaint in a civil action in which a prisoner seeks redress from a governmental entity or officer or employee for a government entity. Okay, so they dismissed this, but I'm going to find out where the complaint was. I think it's coming up. Let's see here. Let's see. I read these, but it looks different on here. Let's see. Okay. On November 11th, 2023, plaintiff Baker was assaulted by CO Harrington, CO Crenshaw, and CO, I guess that's correction officer, Home, when plaintiff refused to relinquish his blanket and for cleaning. Complainant Home placed his knee on Baker's neck like George Floyd as a result of this assault. Baker sustained testicular and back injuries and is now having trouble urinating and defecating. Lieutenant Parham subsequently denied Baker medical treatment for his injuries. Unspecific individuals are opening plaintiff's legal mail and not providing inmates with their envelopes to show the postmark dates or address on the envelope to write back to someone. Unspecified individuals are not providing plaintiffs with books to read or tablets on which to read books, whether the books be for education, religious, or legal purposes. When new inmates arrive at intake for processing, they are forced to wear panties and see-through booty short top of undergarments. Inmates are only provided with one jumpsuit. Inmates must send it out weekly for cleaning, leaving some inmates in their cells exposed for periods of time. The amended complaint names 2 defendants to the action, the Sumner County Jail and Correction Officer Harrington. Harrington is sued in his individual and official capacities. But this was dropped also, guys. This was dropped also. And they have one jumpsuit. One jumpsuit. So when that jumpsuit is being cleaned, they don't have anything. This is crazy. This is crazy. Come on, folks. Let's wake up to what's going on. In my opinion, allegedly, this just makes me sick reading through all this because, I kind of read the majority of it with you guys. Are they given underwear in only one pair? It literally is stated that they have to go down to their underwear in front of everybody and then see-through undies. That's what the complainant was stating allegedly happened. But there's, 2 suits right there that are dropped. What about all these other lawsuits that's going on? Are they going to be followed through, or like the boy with autism, or are they going to be dropped too? Okay, here's another. This is over the years, okay? Not just recently. I want to state that. And this is in the newspaper. So I'm going to say alleged because nobody's guilty until the court of law, okay? I want to read this too. Okay, here's another lawsuit. Aaron Kaiser, plaintiff versus Sumner County Jail defendant. Okay. Plaintiff Aaron Kaiser, a state inmate currently incarcerated at the Sumner County Jail in Gallatin, and this was April 6, 2012, by the way. From the plaintiff's submission, it appears that the plaintiff received substantial funds from some source, as his trust fund account statement for the preceded 6 months reflects that he receives monthly deposits into that account totaling from $205 to $535 a month, for an average of about $344 a month. At the time of his filing, however, he had 15 cents in the account, and he has never had more than 125 in the account on a given day. The court therefore finds that the plaintiff lacks sufficient funds to pay the filing fee in advance and will therefore grant the plaintiff's application to proceed in form of pauperous, whatever that is. Hang on, we're going to find out. Allegations in this complaint. In his complaint, the plaintiff alleges that as a result of negligence of various correctional officers at the jail, he slipped and severely broke his arm, causing him to lose the use of his hand. He also alleges that after he broke his arm, the correctional officers ignored the prescription for pain medication the plaintiff had received at the hospital and sent him into isolation, lockdown, without even any ibuprofen for pain. They left him in the cell, going into shock from pain from approximately 36 hours before a nurse got him into the medical pod and administered strong pain medication. On the basis of these allegations, the plaintiff alleges that the jail has violated his civil rights by failing to house him in a safe facility, forcing him to work without pay and forcing him to work in hazardous conditions, and failing to follow the rules established by the jail's administration. The plaintiff named Sumner County Jail as the sole defendant in this action. He seeks proper medical treatment and compensatory damages for his injuries. So that's another case that was back in 2012. Okay. That was from a inmate, a lawsuit. Okay. We are going to pull up other things going on over there. Yeah, I would run for sheriff's office, but I'm busy running with scissors. Oh, I don't know, Rhonda. DOJ. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's a lot of crap's being swept under the rug. So let's see. Okay. TBI multi-agency trafficking operation. Okay. I think this is one to read and not play. I'm just bringing out all these things, guys. We need to just research this area. Research your own areas. Find out what's going on, you know. Make sure that you're electing, like Bluehorn Betty says, electing the right officials that's going to help your county. Go out there and vote. TBI multi-agency human trafficking operation in Sumner County resulted in arrest of 13 men. This was February 9, 2022. Evidently, there has been a major problem in this area for this stuff, folks. Okay? Over a 2-day period beginning, and I'm not reading all this, February 3rd, as part of an undercover investigation aimed at addressing human trafficking in the Middle Tennessee area, undercover officers placed several decoy advertisements on websites notably linked to prostitution and commercial X. The focus of the operation was to identify individuals seeking to engage in commercial acts with minors. So, yeah, there was several arrests right there. But here's what I'm wondering, and I wanted to look at this with you guys. The laws that I think need to be changed in Tennessee, and if they're not in other areas. Okay. Follow me on this. Okay, this person right here, Christopher Lucis Bailey, patronizing prostitution with a minor, trafficking for commercial S act, $60,000 bond. Okay. You look at that and everybody's like, oh, $60,000. That's a whole lot. Guys, when you make bond, from my understanding, you only have to pay, is it 10%, I think? So that would be what? 6,000. I'm not good with math. 10% would be 6,000. Why are these not way stronger laws, in my opinion? Why are they even allowed to bond out, in my opinion? This is stupid. That's why we still have the problem. And I I don't use the word stupid all the time, okay? But if they weren't able to bond out, or if we had harsher punishments, we wouldn't be worried about our kids, folks. There should be no bond. Yes, Blue-Eyed Jewel. I agree. Yes, 10%. So 10% would be 6,000, correct? I mean, just irritates me. Okay, here's another Sumner County thing that we got going on, and I'm not sitting here putting Sumner County down. I'm sure there are some folks, okay, that maybe want things to change, but they can't. I don't know what the issue is. There needs to be changes in Tennessee, period. Okay, I'm going to give credit to, and this was in 2022. Okay, I'm going to give credit to this screen, WKRN. Okay, I'm going to give them credit, but I'm trying to jump this up here so y'all can hear this. I'm going to pull it up on the screen for y'all. We're almost done, guys. I know this is a long live. I know. You're probably tired of hearing me. For some reason, my computer's freezing. Of course it is. Good grief, guys. Hang on. We may not be able to watch that one. There we go. Think it's going to pop up. There we go. Maybe. Nope. There's my face. Hang on. It's jumping back and forth. There we go. There we go. If you stay longer, you're okay with it. Well, I feel like, after so long, I get boring. So let's just play this.
Prime ring stretching from Mississippi to Hendersonville.
Mississippi,
the target
y'all.
big box home improvement stores. News 2's Andy Cordan has exclusive details on this multi-state operation allegedly run by a con man on a payphone inside the Sumner County Jail. It's a story you're seeing first here on News 2.
This case begins some 2 years ago in January of 2020 when a local home builder gets a bill from his Lowe's for more than $30,000, stuff he never bought. How did they pretend to be you?
That's what I like to know, because when I go in, I have to show my ID.
Tim Wheeler is a partner at Wheeler Home Construction in Sumner County.
I was pretty upset.
In 2020, Wheeler's company gets a $36,000 bill from the Hendersonville Lowe's. The bill is for washers and dryers and refrigerators and toolboxes and lumber, all expensive material that Wheeler never orders.
It's not something we buy. We buy other stuff to build homes with.
When Wheeler doesn't get the response he desires from Lowe's,
no, you have to pay it.
He contacts the Hendersonville police.
This is one of the most bizarre cases.
And within a few days, Detective Thomas Holman, working with the Secret Service Task Force, has a suspect behind bars. That man's name is William Nolan, a 50-year-old Mississippi man.
And I discovered that Mr. Nolan had created a criminal enterprise.
Months later, while still trying to find the missing equipment, Holman uncovers a crime syndicate, allegedly run by William Nolan, who authorities say spends 12 hours a day on the phone inside the Sumner County Jail.
He would get a shopping list of sorts. He would tell the Lowe's staff that he would send someone of his crew to pick those items up.
It almost sounds like Lowe's has made it too easy for a guy that can make this kind of connection from jail.
There could be a lot more safeguards in place.
It takes almost 2 years, but Holman arrests Rhonda Anderson of Lafayette, Tennessee, and Graham Kelly of Pearl, Mississippi, all part of the alleged conspiracy.
But we can prove over $220,000 right now.
Tim Wheeler got his money back.
I was overwhelmed satisfied.
But he tells me there are many more victims out there. I'm still boggled that you can go into Lowe's and walk out with $36,000 worth of stuff with just saying I'm so-and-so.
Me too, because when I'm the owner, I'm the check signer. And when I go in there, they ask for lots of information.
So far, 3 people arrested. I'm told more arrests are possible in Henderson.
Okay, guys, I just wanted you to see that because, yeah, like Hope Float says, she says inmates are not allowed to be on the phone that long. My son gets cut off 15 minutes. And I thought that was kind of strange how I heard Mississippi, Sumner County and home building. Okay, that was just a little fun one to watch. But, okay. Just 2 more clips, guys. One thing, and we'll be done, is Sumner County got new equipment. Yeah, on phone 12 hours. I don't understand that. Let's see here. Sumner County got new equipment. And this was very strange to me right here. And I think this was 2 years ago, or it may have been a year ago. But I have never in my life seen something like that. I want y'all to see this. This is crazy, cray to me, and how it benefits any
tactic from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, deputies using artificial intelligence to help arrest a suspect.
Hang on. Let's go back. We're going to give credit to WKRN News. TJ is working today.
Usual tactic from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, deputies using artificial intelligence to help arrest a suspect.
Nicholas Towns of Westmoreland was wanted for felony evading arrest. Using AI, the sheriff's office made a photo of Towns' talk, having him detail the ways for the public to report him to law enforcement. News 2's Sam Commenti spoke with the sheriff's office and a local defense attorney about the legality of this unique situation.
Hey, it's Nick Towns from Westmoreland. I can't believe I am on wanted Wednesday. This is crazy. Anyhow, the sheriff's office says I am wanted for evading arrest.
Posted on Facebook Wednesday night by the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, that video didn't take long to gain traction. Over 100 shares, nearly 100 comments, most of which applauded the sheriff's office for their creativity. Some did call out the ethical dilemma of using AI in this way, with one man claiming it's impersonation. AI presents a truly new-aged debate, especially when it involves law enforcement.
There is
said it was
some purposes for AI, and that would be for age enhancement, for example. But to take someone like this and add their voices to it and animate it is ridiculous.
David Rabin is a criminal defense attorney in Nashville. He says there are no set guidelines currently in place for law enforcement when it comes to how they use artificial intelligence. Nonetheless, he thinks using AI for something like this sets a bad precedent.
It may be attention grabbing, but if the point is to apprehend the individual, you're doing exactly the wrong thing. It's well intentioned. I appreciate and applaud the effort, but it's not real. To do something like this with the voice in particular, they may think it's cute, but it could get somebody arrested or shot when they're not the real person.
Rabin says a disclaimer, something that reads, "This is an enhanced video," should have been displayed across the post. But can the suspect file a lawsuit against the sheriff's office for their video?
He can't sue at all, because what's happened is if he's a wanted individual and they've made this animation of him, there's no right of privacy and that kind of thing, because it's just a mugshot.
It's kind of weird to me.
Rabin also told me he has never seen a law enforcement agency use AI in this manner before. However, he says he does see AI issues in cases that he handles. When we spoke on the phone with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office this morning, their chief deputy says this post was simply their way of engaging the public in a different, more interactive way. He pointed out that they did catch Towns just hours after the post was published, although they have since changed the post to just a standard photo of Towns. Haley?
Help Sebastian instead of inmates. Sorry. Help those inmates to be protected. Also, sorry, in my opinion. Okay, right here. Watch this. This is new equipment also. And Credit tells you about it. Crepic. Let's go over here. Let's watch this. This was back, let's see what the year was. Hang on just a second. I think it was let's see. Let me see the date on this. Credit goes to WSMV Ford. This is the last one, guys. This was back a year ago. A year ago. Think about that. A year ago. Never heard of this right here, guys. Okay. Think about Sebastian's case. Think about I don't know. I'm not insinuating. This is my speculation only. But think about the light video, the car sitting there. Okay? And watch this. Okay?
Obtained by WSMV4 Investigates shows how a new Batman-style device is being used in mental health crises.
But Chief Investigative Reporter Jeremy Finley found even with its successes, this tool isn't 100% effective. A warning tonight, this video could be disturbing to some viewers.
But watch. Watch this. Never seen this. It was a year ago that they received this.
It's January 8th at nearly midnight, and Sumner County deputies and Portland police are rushing to a man in real trouble.
Help me get back.
Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming any closer, man.
Admitting he's intoxicated, the man is holding a knife.
All right. I need a cigarette.
We'll get you one if you drop that knife, all right? But you got to drop that knife and let us help you.
Then he speaks words no police officer ever wants to hear.
I was kind of hoping y'all would kill me.
His mental crisis is increasing as we're there.
Fast forward 45 minutes, and the negotiations are at a standstill. So deputies make a decision to use their newest restraint tool. With a green laser to pinpoint the target, a deputy moves in. It happens in an instant. A Kevlar cord is wrapped around the man, and he falls. When he's subdued, you can see how it ties his arms to his body. It's called a bolo wrap. Body camera footage shows it in action. But to truly understand how it works, we put it to the test. Watch as Sumner County Chief Deputy Eric Craddock aims the device and fires.
Wrap, wrap, wrap.
In a second, the rope is wrapped around the dummy's leg. Now watch it in slow motion.
Wrap, wrap, wrap.
It only takes a moment for the rope to trap someone. Small hooks catch on a person's clothes. But we wanted to see if it always worked, so we tested it again.
Wrap, wrap, wrap.
The hooks didn't connect.
Did it work? No, it didn't. There's so many variables that you just can't take into consideration.
Even though it's not 100% effective, Sumner County deputies consider it the best tool at their disposal to stop a person in a mental health crisis and not hurt them.
Haven't committed a crime, they just need some help.
A tool once featured in comic books, now aiming to save lives in real life. Jeremy Finley, WSMV4 Investigates.
The Sumner County Sheriff's Department got the bolo wraps through a state mental health grant. Every deputy now carries one on them. Metro Police say they are aware of the devices and have looked into them, but there are no plans at this moment to use them.
Okay, so I want to show you all their new equipment. That was a year ago. What I'm wondering, what harm does it do to the body? That's what I wonder. Hopefully, it didn't look very, very comfortable to me. And I understand mental health. I really do. And I understand they've got to protect themselves. But that didn't look like it was very good. But anyways, just want to show you a little bit about the history. Yeah, if you're wearing thin pants, the spikes probably grab onto your body, kind of like a taser. I don't know. I don't want them to shoot that toward me. No one. But I've enjoyed you guys. I have enjoyed you guys. Please hit that thumbs up. Thank you for all my mods for hanging out with me. I know it's kind of not so exciting, but it was informative, I think, of what has went on in the past, allegedly, in my opinion, with all the different news articles, okay? Thank you so much. I want you guys to have a great day. My birthday's in 5 days. I don't know what I'm going to do because tomorrow we're going to the orthopedic. Yoo-hoo, you know. Thank you, TJ. Enjoy being here learning. Lori says, thank you, Kiki. I appreciate y'all. I really, really do. I enjoy talking with you guys. Now, if I'm not mistaken, on Monday, thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Kiki, for the information. I will be going live on someone's panel. I'm not saying who until they release it on their channel. Okay. But I'll be going live on their panel. So I might not get to do my own live, but I will try. But I will tell you guys which panel it is once they release their information. They gather it all together. Okay. Guys, if you want an Olaf shirt, let me know because I'm getting one made. Going to take a picture of it, all that, and we could get some mailed out to you guys if you want one. So you just let me know. I'm getting pricing. I think right now it's, if I'm not mistaken, as of right now, I think she's charging $22.50. Yes, an Olaf shirt. TJ, I know my daughter said Olaf. Yeah, but it's an Olaf shirt. Me and Lady Freedom joke about that. You hear my daughter, she just said Olaf. Okay, I'm going to give you my email. Go ahead and email me if you're interested in that, and I can get those to you. Thank you, Daisy Duke. Thank you so much, all my mods. I appreciate every single one of you guys and all my subs. Love you. Have a blessed day.